G'day viewers. No Mistress M today. Emma's busy with her comedy festival show, Fuck a Love Story. In case you didn't know about it, I'll provide you with the details again in the details box. Hopefully we'll get Emma back after the comedy festival in another week or so. Speaking of which, I did go out and see a show tonight. Fear of a Brown Planet returns. Probably can't see that. I will put the links as well. The two lads, Nazim Hussain and Amer Rahman. I went and saw them because Nazim came up to me outside Town Hall. He's a YouTube fan, so I thought I'd return the favour and see his show. These guys, Fear of a Brown Planet, won the Best Newcomer Award at the Comedy Festival in 2008. This is the first show they've done since then. They've been in Adelaide, they're in Melbourne now. They're going to be in Sydney soon, so watch out for them if you get the chance, because it was bloody funny, lots of laughter. A really good mix of comedy with politics, nerdness, and guaranteed to make white people uncomfortable. Yes, the routine of Amer's about when terrorism could be a good thing. Pretty ballsy. And I have to admit, for all their jokes about Australia being a really racist country, and most of it was hitting home 100%, I just thought, yeah, tour the show to the US, guys, particularly the South. Have fun with that. But it's a really funny show. They're bloody great. So that's a recommendation. Other thing I wanted to talk with you, getting back into my regular videos, I kind of interrupted a theme I had going. A couple of videos I've done in the last couple of weeks, the 1 + 1 does not equal 3, and the one about fear and ignorance, the hypothetical situation with a burning building. They were part of a series building up to a point. So I will link back to them when I do the next video in that series, so you don't forget. How I really saw those videos, besides being some entertainment, was their thought experiments. I'm actually just trying to get people to think. It was interesting to me how many people took them absolutely literally, and of course they did have a literal meaning, but they were, metaphors and getting people to think really about the nature of thinking, the nature of evidence, the nature of subjective truth, objective, observable reality, faith, science, all those things. And some people took them very literally, which is fine. Some people got really pissed off, which is extra fine, because fuck those people. I wanted to piss those people off. And I did really appreciate the positivity from people saying the quality of those. Those were scripted, by the way. I wasn't reading from a script, but I did write them up on my blog beforehand. And I will link you to some posts on my blog in the details as well. Lots of links. People who like to see shows, and for people who like to read, go read the blog posts. Because the next one in the series, when I was working out the script for it, it's actually a slightly modified version of the hypothetical situation in the burning building, where I'm doing the next block in the point I'm trying to build up to. And I was doing the script for it. I was thinking, I wasn't just thinking, I was writing it. I haven't put it on my blog yet because I haven't finished it. But in the script, it was one character, and essentially he was a stand-in for everything that pisses me off about global warming deniers. But I was piecing it together like, okay, having a dialogue with this person, and I needed to get into why would they say the things they say. And yes, because they're jerks. I have a very low opinion of global warming deniers, but it needed to have more depth than that. I needed to really think, okay, how and why would someone justify that position to themselves? I do truly believe there are people leading the global warming denier movement who are just fucking liars. They are scumfucks who think, oh, it'll get worked out, and I don't want, my way of life fucked with in the meantime, and I don't care who suffers as a result of that. Really fuck those people. But not everyone's like that. And as I was putting this script together saying, okay, if the character who is essentially standing in for my point of view says this about the danger, and this character says this, why would he do that? And in all seriousness, inadvertently, I ended up inside the person's head, and I started to understand how a decent person, how an honourable person, a person with integrity, could end up being a global warming denier, a position that I find just reprehensible, because all the scientific evidence points to human causes of global warming. Not some. It hasn't been discredited. Literally, seriously, anyone who throws up stuff about, oh, there's doubt, or it's been disproven, or it's all that, that is factually and categorically wrong. In fact, all the knowledgeable science is saying, the last couple of years have been worse than our worst case predictions. Not going into a huge amount of detail with that here. That will be in another video. So, anyway, so I find that reprehensible, but I was getting into the mindset, and it was basically like, Okay, the majority of people who oppose the idea that humans are causing global warming, or it even exists, are either from the conservative side of politics, or they're libertarian, very opposed to government intervention in any form. I thought, okay, why do they get so pissed off about, objective science? I started to understand, see it from their point of view, right, okay, so I, from my point of view, have spent my whole life with these fuckheads, the greenies and liberals and feminists, pushing shit on me that I don't agree with, trying to control my life, and just suddenly, out of the blue, apparently, science is now telling me stuff that slots in absolutely to a political view I am completely opposed to. Well, that's awfully convenient. And the fact is, they're projecting. It's not that thing that happened last week and last year and for the last 50 years was the categorical evidence, and here's what caused it. They're projecting. They can't absolutely prove that this is going to happen. And just by the by, climate science is not about absolutely what's going to happen. They're looking at likely very bad outcomes. And side note, I love it when I've actually had global warming deniers say, well, there's only a 10% chance that this bad stuff will happen, so why should I change my life for 10% chance? How about this, bucko? You are going to get on a plane and the flight crew say to you, by the way, we've looked at the condition of this plane and there's a 10% chance it's going to fucking crash and kill everyone on board. Are you going to get on that plane? I hope you do, okay? But that doesn't hold up logically, does it? Really? But anyway, but in all seriousness, I started to understand how a non-evil person would start to doubt it. Well, because it's awfully convenient that all this science is just absolutely slotting into this politics that I disagree with. Now, so all these politically minded people who've been telling me what to do my whole life, and I reckon they've been wrong about all those things, now they've got this. Well, screw that. And I've got to be honest, for me, that was a bit of a breakthrough to be able to see that and understand that. Don't get me wrong, I still find global warming deniers reprehensible because they're putting ideology over objective fact, but it helped me a lot to understand why people that I don't hate promote a point of view that I hate. That was really interesting. And I also want to tie this back. I'll put another link to a blog post I did a while back. It's like a goal I was setting myself this year was getting a better understanding of people I disagree with. Understanding what is right about their views for them. Again, these sorts of conversations are so hard, and I won't be having them in a comment thread because that's the worst fucking medium for communication ever. A YouTube or just internet comment thread. I do like to respond to people, but I fucking hate it when people won't fucking shut up. I do not have the time to these people who will just come back. I could comprehensively answer someone's point, and just because they disagree with me ideologically, they'll just throw something else up and go, I don't fucking have time for every niggly little thing that you come up with. I do provide links to information that fucking answer all that shit. Go fucking read it. Anywho, so I'm going to provide you with a link to that as well. The bit I wrote about trying to understand people who I completely disagree with, because while I do the funny thing on the YouTube with the shouting and the yelling and the angry, that is entertainment and I am trying to make a point. But that's not really how I am. Life's not that simple. And understanding someone else's point of view and seeing where they're coming from is not the same as thinking they're right. Some things are completely subjective and they're just a point of view. Some things you can, with objective rational science, prove them and still, to a degree, understand where someone's coming from when they don't agree with it. But that doesn't mean saying, oh, let's give them equal time. No, fuck that. I've given my point of view on equal time for people who are wrong. But I think it really helps if you can start to wrap your head around the concept of where people are coming from. Yes, I write people off really quickly on YouTube when they act like dicks in comment threads, because it's of no value to me, or in my mind anyone else, to waste time on them. I tend to let people have their say once or even twice if they're not just extravagantly offensive. But if someone won't shut the fuck up, hey, yes, I block and delete, because that's my right, and because these people are really fucking boring. Okay? So this rant, I think, went on for twice as long as I meant it to. But yes, that's what I think of global warming deniers. The title of the video. I do find the position of global warming denier just absolutely reprehensible. But it was very interesting as I was doing what was admittedly a really smug script for a video, really smug, like, you know, comedy jokes, which I'm still going to do because it is funny. Sometime in the next week that one will be live. But it was interesting in doing that and trying to get into the other character's head. I got into the other character's head. And that seriously really helped me. Maybe it helps you too. And maybe someone who just is convinced I'm full of shit with the whole global warming thing. I'm going to build up to my big mega point, and there'll be a lot of links, lots of reading stuff. And I know for a fact the global warming deniers don't read the links I put in, or they just want to come up with more shit otherwise. That's fine. This will be for people who want to read and want to think. And there'll be a few links with this video for reading and thinking, as well as links to shows in the comedy festival. And I will catch you again very soon.